Can you hear it? Can you hear me now? No sound on YouTube. Can you hear me? Just confirm if you can hear. I think I can hear it on YouTube. Yeah, it's coming on YouTube. Don't worry. The sound is coming on YouTube. All right. So good morning, everyone, and I'm so happy to see everyone turn in. I know it's Saturday. You guys are supposed to be resting, but the truth of the matter is that there is no peace for the wicked right now. If you are still thinking of resting, I do not know. Maybe you want to rest in peace with the current situation of the world, right? And where the world is heading to. All right, okay, favor say loud and clear, like an instrument. Background music is still sort of okay. So check if the background music is lower now, and because I tried to turn it really low, so favor check. No rest for who they find money, of course. No rest for who they find money. All right. Is it okay now? The background music, is it better now? Mm? I guess it's okay now. Oh no. Okay. Let me put it just a little bit. All right. So let's go right straight into it. So hustle, right? Before I thought about this, I've been thinking a lot, right? And I've had a lot of series of introspections, series of conversation with people, series of a lot of things, right? And it wasn't easy, right? Because there's no time to be a young person. There's no time to hustle. There's no time to that hustle has ever been very difficult as it is right now. In fact, you know, our parents didn't do as much as we did or as much as we are doing, but they made more money. They had, at least I won't say that completely fulfilled, but they were able to do a lot for us as their children, right? They're able to take you to university. They're able to do all of that in their time and in their age. All right. And that should worry you just a little bit exactly why it is this way. There is no time to even be a young person that right now, like being a young person, have ever been so difficult, right? But in my introspection, in my research, I realized that I'm I try as much as possible not to have conversations that lead to propaganda or things that sounds like a theory or conspiracy whatsoever. So in my gatherings and in the things I've come to learn and I've come to do and things that I've worked and is still working, I decided, all right, so let's have a conversation. Let me not, consume this alone because it still requires for each and every one of us to be a part, all right, of everyone's individual process or individual progress. So I'm going to make this very clear in the coming minutes or the coming sessions, and so you guys are going to understand what I'm saying better. So, having said that, this is going to be a little bit intellectual, and it's going to be a mind shaping um, time we are going to share. All of us are going to go home thinking about something and doing something. It is not like a webinar, all right, because we're going to have it multiple times this year, almost monthly. Depending on the conversations and the issues on ground, we're going to come together and solve that. So we already created a community where we are collectively going to, you know, brainstorm ideas, the things that really work, and make it work. So if you think that, what we came here for this morning is to give you 7 tips on how to make $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, become a millionaire in dollars. Let me just shock you. For you to make that kind of money, you have to maintain a kind of attitude, because wealth, it is not what you have. Money, wealth, riches is not what you have. It is who you become. All right, let's begin by that. So it is not by, oh, let me tell you how I made $1,000. Let me tell you how I made 10 million. Oh, sign up for my program. Oh, there's this one going on. All those things are beautiful. If you can afford to be scammed, please go ahead. If you cannot afford to be scammed and you don't have any other option, right, that will come out from Nnewi North or Ikorodu South, all right, you have to bring your head down. You have to think in the manner in which we are going to be thinking this morning, right? Some of the people that have been in the Brandwise classes, will testify that we are very serious when it comes to thinking rationally, making decisions not because, going to the depth of our core as human beings, right? As people, to bring out the real reason why we exist and how we're going to collectively and individually contribute to the life we're living in, right? Talking about existence, there is a philosopher that wrote something about existentialism. I'm going to show you guys quickly. It's not part of what I want to discuss, but I'm going to show you something quickly. The philosopher was teaching something around existentialism. I just googled it. I'm going to show you guys right now. I think people on YouTube will have better experience, so try, but it's also good. So now, existentialism is 19th and 20th century philosophical movement emphasizing individual freedom, responsibility, and subjectivity. All right. So it posits that existence precedes essence. So what does that mean? That people are not born for a reason. All right, this is going to shock you because you already know things like, oh, everybody is born for a reason. Oh, you are born to change the world. You are born to do this. All right, hold it. All right, let me teach you something this morning. People, according to this philosopher, I said people are not born for a reason. That means existence precedes essence. So the life first before purpose. All right. So existence precedes essence. Humans are not born with a predetermined purpose, because look at it. And maybe I want to eradicate myself. I want to eradicate my family from poverty. I have to give birth to a child, so the child can remove me and my family from poverty. So I want to, I want to give birth to the president of the world. So if it is by purpose, that means we are going to be giving birth to children based on what we want them to become. Take your time and digest this, because I know your pastor have told you that, okay, all of us are born for a reason. I'm going to come there. Don't worry yourself. We are all born for a reason. We're going to come there. But now this philosopher says that, look, that there's no predetermined purpose. All right? I mean, your Bible, the Bible says that before they formed you, he knew you and all of that. But now this scientist is trying to put a mark so that you yourself understand that the purpose you are going to be living, or whatever you're going to be doing as an individual, is based on a lot of factors. All right? Because even the Bible still says, I've given you life and death. You make your choice. All right? You make your choice. So, as much as God has predetermined your existence, right, you are still the one that is going to make a choice between what you want to become. But now, there are things that are surrounding that choice. And I want you to think with me. Just think with me. If Dangote give birth to a child, and they carry that pikin, can't give person wey no get money for village, and carry the pikin of person wey no get money for village, can't give Dangote, they are going to raise two different children and not based on who gave birth to who. Do you agree with me? Not based on who gave birth to who. It is based on the environment this child is going to grow up, the ideas that this child is experiencing, who this child, who this child was modeling, and all of that. So that makes it clear in the scientific point of view that nobody is lucky, right? Like nobody deserve. We all have to make a demand when we catch the frequency that points us to where we want to get to. Now, this is a little bit disturbing, but let me say it again. You are not better than a boy that was born in ghetto or a girl that was born in ghetto. You are not better than somebody that was given birth to without a parents. You are not better. You are not better than somebody that just died. You are not better than a cultist that just was just shot. You are not better than any of those people. You are not better than any of those people. Something happened to them at different stages of their life. Is there are circumstances of birth that shaped their identity, that made them who they want to become? There's a video I recorded with these guys on identity, I think during their retreat early in the year, my close circle, early in the year, where we're discussing identity, the core of our identity, right? It's some crazy stuff. When I have time, I'm going to upload it, right? So most of those things begin to shape. So that's why they tell you that your experiences, your life, the information you have, blah blah blah, is what actually determines what and who you are going to become. All right. Then there are still no guarantees, because even people that have good parents, they came out from good homes, will still have to experience a part of the society, a part of the DNA of their father, one or two things that's going to shape the way they think, the way they live, and the way they reason. So there are no like straight lines to some of these ideas. So just play around with it. Know that wherever you are right now, the lack of maybe money you're experiencing, the lack of direction, the lack of purpose, the confusion, some of those things you are facing right now as a young person living in this age and time, does not mean that you did something wrong. It means perhaps you started off in a foundation that didn't quite sponsor, or don't have the capacity to sponsor or promote or give you a place to give you a place to start. All right. So now I've shared this idea. I don't know if you are just coming right now. I've said quite a lot because we don't waste time. 10 o'clock is 10 o'clock because we need to leave here ASAP. Some people have wedding to go to. Some people have, marriage to go to. All right. So that's existentialism for you. Okay. So now I'm going to go in and continue this conversation. So that is to tell you that you are not special. All right. In case you wake up one day and you're thinking to yourself, oh, why am I this? Why am I that? No. Why you are this and why you are that is not because you are not doing enough. It is not, it has nothing to do with all those things. It's not because you are not praying enough. It's because there is a certain level of information and knowledge that is hidden from you. Because there has to be a system of hierarchy that needs to be maintained in society. Everybody knows supposed to get money, and that's on period. And if we are able to, and it is not like, how do I put it? It's not like it's juju, it's not like it's jazz. It's before life. I mean, it has been there. Even in the times of God, like when God was dealing with Adam and the people of God. All right. It's been there. There is hierarchy. You go to heaven, you see things like, there is a fifth, first heaven, second heaven. When you get to heaven, there is a hierarchy of power. So what you need to know, what you should be looking for, is the source of power. Is where these people, is how this whole thing is created that is making us behave a certain kind of way, act a certain kind of way, and respond to life in a certain kind of way. Now, a lot of you don't know, but we are gradually going into what they call net zero emission like economy, right? There's a course I was taking in ESG, right? This is just on a side note. There's a contract that has been signed with over 200 countries in 2015 in Paris that says that by 2050, the world must have dropped their carbon emission by more than 50%, right? What this means is that you're going to start seeing more emergence of electric cars, more emergence of electric everything, electric power, electric. In fact, part of the ways they plan to do this is very, very crazy. There's some things I can't share here because, I mean, if you catch me on YouTube. But one of those is that some of the production that requires carbon emission will drop radically or drastically. You get it? All right. So let's discuss hustle, right? And what the real hustle should be and what it is not. Because if we continue the way we are going, right, we are going to get older than our parents in a lot of ways, and we are going to die before all of them. Because if you realize in the past month, a lot of young people have been dying more than the more than the elderly ones. So we gotta be careful. So if we stay to the end, we should be able to have some things we are going to be working on actively, coupled with what we are doing right now as individuals. So let's look at even the root, the foundation of this conversation. All right. So the word hustle has been there, of course, but the problem there is how it has been described, right? Because they said that let me just read for a word. They say it's a modern connotation, right, that took shape in 20th century, particularly within African American communities, where hustle describes the gritty. He's saying something. Console, is everything okay? Hey, doesn't have a network. All right. The gritty reality of scrapping together a living in economically marginalized environments. Think side gigs, informal economics, and whatever it takes to make ends meet. Right. I mean, it is forceful. Those days, right? Those days of your parents, you guys went to work, they went to jobs, all right? They went to all of those beautiful stuff. But when they are taking more side gigs to make ends meet, to make more money, that's like the origin where people, have to do extra things to be able to make more money, to be able to survive, all right? So it's a thing of survival tactics. The truth of the matter is that I always think to myself, if I can make more, if I cannot survive, and the man that wrote a book that reminds me, the name of the book is The Enemy Called Survivor. Where people settle for, trying to, get everything they need to survive, eat, drink, and now you have forgotten that the world system is built on the people that are surviving. I've shown you guys the Maslow's pyramid of need. Let me get there again. Maslow's pyramid of need. All right. Maslow's pyramid of need. I'm going to show you guys something quickly. All right. Maslow's pyramid of need. Have you seen it? So Maslow's pyramid of need. Unfortunately, people on Google cannot see that. So sorry. Um, how do I show you now? Okay, don't worry. I'll show you now. I'll show you. Don't worry. Don't cry. I know some of you did not go to good schools just like me. So when you hear Maslow's pyramid, don't worry. It's not an attack. It's not an attack. It's true. All right, you should be able to be seeing that screen right now. Check if you are seeing the Maslow's pyramid of need. All right. If you can see it, just indicate you can see it. Can you see it? Daniel Obidiaso, great man, well done. Now, Maslow's pyramid of need. All right. He says that it's a psychological theory mapping human motivation across 5 levels. All right. It says the typical 5 levels of this is typical 5 levels. I'm trying to see if I can control these two screens at the same time, but it seems all right. The first one is psychological need. Look at it here. All right. And you see, I always have problem teaching this, right? Because it feels to me that people don't actually understand the how dangerous this pyramid is, right? You see the way we complain that things are hard in the country, or things are very difficult. This one, that one, people are suffering, fuel price is going up, blah blah blah. There are people that don't really understand what you're saying. right? So look at this pyramid. You're going to see that survivors, people that survive, have these basic needs. Breathing, let them be alive. Food, right? They need to be alive. Water, shelter, let them be able to pay house rent, clothing, and sleep. Now you ask yourself, what else are we, am I supposed to be thinking about? What else am I supposed to be doing with all of this? The truth of the matter is that whatever these people that are in the purple place are doing is what you're supposed to be thinking about while you are doing whatever it is that is on the red space. So we are not saying you should quickly jump and move into all of the, climb the step. We are saying you have to make demands. You have to have a way to think. I know most people on this live are creatives, but we're going to discuss, we're going to have that conversation, and going forward. How is it possible to build or create something that is not going to keep you in this survival state all the time? And how do you not fall into the hands of people and work hard in a very almost unrealistic directions? Almost unrealistic directions. The people that used to bend down when they are passing in church. All right? In almost unrealistic directions. All right? Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. All right? So, hustle culture. How many people knows what they call capitalism? How many people knows what they call capitalism? What is capitalism? You know what they call capitalism? Who knows what is capitalism? On the live, like on the Google, do you know what capitalism is? Please, don't tell me you don't know, but you know the trending on TikTok. Don't know capitalism, but you know, what's the name of this song that is trending? All right, very good. Is a capitalism is economic system based on what? Private ownership of means of production, right? Factories, mines, businesses, and their operations. So it has its own history. All right. I'm not so much in full awareness of that because I'm still studying that before I share more details on that. But it's actually a way that the government found to take away responsibility from themselves. All right? Take away responsibility from themselves and make wealth more accessible to a lot of people. Now, the truth of the matter is that it's not always what it looks like, right? It's not always what it looks like. But eventually, all of us are going to be capitalists, right? All of us are going to be capitalists, all right? All of us, all of you like this now. One day you want to own a business, you want to be independent, you want to make money, you want to cash out, right? Right? You want to use other people, you want to employ other people to work for you and to make money, right? So the global system of power, I need you guys to understand there's a major distraction going on right now. Sorry, we're having all right. So I need you guys to understand there's a major distraction going on right now, and that is what plays around power money. If you're in Nigeria, right, you bear me witness that there is something going on right now, and it distracts a lot of young people and puts everybody in a serious pressure. In fact, one of them that is even most distracting, as a matter of fact, that will distract you the most, right, is the one that you most least expected. I'm going to talk about that last, right? It's one that you most least expected, right? But have it at the back of your mind that what is dominating right now is a distraction engine that breeds hopelessness. I mean, nobody's going to tell you this. It's an engine that breeds hopelessness. The world's socioeconomic systems is dominated by capitalism, all right? They intertwined between like a lot of factors, consumerism, let's produce, let people eat and be satisfied. Remember that place you are in that pyramid where people only eat and be satisfied. Now, we only look for, see, I want you, if there's nothing you take away from this, right? Take away your mindset, take away your brain from trying to eat alone or trying to produce what you are going to eat and be satisfied just by yourself. If you are able to do this, right, you are going to be fueled differently. I don't know how else to put it. Stop thinking about how only you is going to make money and be fine. Think about how you are going to help 100 to 1,000 people to make money and be satisfied. Be it clients, be it whatever. So even if you're a freelancer, you are making money, however you're making money, whatever system you are in, prioritize and plan yourself in such a way that you are thinking in numbers of people to make wealth for. Because that is how these industry owners behave. That is how they think. They build AIs, they tell you, oh, this is how you're going to make money with AI. And now you are paying them and you are making money. So whatever you are paying them cannot be equal to whatever it is they are taking from 1,000 to 20,000 people. And whatever you're going to make might not be equal to that amount still. Think about it. If I'm building a software, I'm building a program that is going to get 1,000 people make their work very easy, maybe with AI, and I'm charging them $100 or $50 per month on subscription, it means that I've become the millionaire first before they will even figure out the software. So if you are in a job, if you are in a gig, if you are doing something right now, and the only thing you are thinking about is how you are going to just be fine, your strength is going to be limited, and that is the truth. You will not have, you cannot even do more than self-development. Even if you are doing self-development, it's just for the cruise, it's just for the fun of it. Because I'm going to show you like the blueprint for that, the step by step of what you're going to do, right? So that your hustle will be in a direction that is going to reward you and keep rewarding without you repeating the process again. So we need to, like, you as a person need to understand even the stages or the places you are in at the moment, right? And then begin to think in a way that empowers other people, right? Because that is how these people think. Now look at the system that provides food for us. Look at the system that provides rain. Go to supermarket, you see food everywhere, you see people everywhere, you see, different kind of food branded and all of that stuff. There's something they are trying to do. They're trying to satisfy the poor. They're trying to make sure those people are living life, right? As much as they don't die. Meanwhile, they are feeding 1 billion people, 800 million people, right, under that particular value chain. So in your mind, commodities don't go market. Oh, you can't make money, selling this one. I can't make money selling food. I can't, all those people that are selling, you'll be laughing. Don't you know that the market is actually the richest place in the world? That is where money is made. If you don't have anything in the market, you have nothing. So you have a freelance package, you have whatever. Maybe on another day we can discuss, how to, position package and all of things. I have most of the things you do as products. Because the market is a place where exchange must happen. And it has to be between value and people's money. We don't want to collect people's money. We need to collect their money now. I mean, there are a lot of psychology around that, but we'll come back to that later. All right. So the easiest way, at the same time, to make a young person just like us, what they do is that they push a lot of energy, a lot of fake propaganda, a lot of things that even into your face, because there's something called the ultimate red herring for true success. Now, how does it look? How does it apply? It's a call, the global money nexus, a form of distraction, all right, that changes what money truly is. So it transfers the responsibility that you're supposed to get from your relationship with people, from self-realization, and puts it into making wealth. So you see people, the way they pursue money, the way they do the things they do, they rather exploit people than render value to people. The same thing. You want their money. One is making somebody's life worse, one is making somebody's life better. Now, the problem with this is that by the end of the day, the universe will conspire against you, that is making somebody's life worse, and create a system that will also going to embarrass you or make you wretched. The thing that we don't see is that all these boys that are perpetuating all these things, that are collecting people's money, doing all kind of schemes online, or even creatives now have begun to do schemes. One of our friends was scammed. Even me, I was scammed. As a creative like you and me that scammed me. Scammed the young man. Brought down their YouTube accounts. For what? And guess what? It wasn't like, oh, they created a full website, for branding, clinical, brand gig and all of that, branding. And they took the source of livelihood of this young person. Now, one person is trying to make another person's life better, another person is trying to take away life from another person. So which would you rather be? Because that has already been created to keep you, see, it's a red herring for a reason. So we've been able to equate success with, wealth and status. That one is not even something I want to talk about. If you don't yet understand what success means to you, you just drop off your phone. Because everything that looks like money, everything that looks like success will be shaking your body. At this time, if you as an individual, as a person at your age, have not defined what success means to you, if I have this, if I'm able to achieve this, I feel, and it has to be something that is not tied to materialism, right? So pursuing money obsessively can destroy your mental health. Now, you are seeing it as, it's Chief Omego, Yahoo boy, this one. But you, now that there is no gig on earth that will pass, you close your eyes, you want to collect. You are attracting demons. You are on Upwork, you're on Fiverr, you're on Job Flex, you're on Netflix, all the flex, you're on LinkedIn Flex. Charlie. Now, are they bad? No. But look at what it's doing. It's eroding your mental health, because the goal of you getting all those things is just to be satisfied. Listen. See, find a way, right? Understand it at your leisure. The goal is not for you to survive. Whatever you are making or getting now, right, if you have not reached that point, is for you to invest it back to yourself, for you to build a track record that is going to get you there, where you are a person of character, a person of knowledge, a person of influence, a person of value. Now, at that point, the conversation is no longer about satisfaction. People throw things that you don't even know how much things you have, or how much things you are going to you have. Because if your daddy is not, I used to say, if your daddy is not Dangote, the only bet you have is to be somebody Dangote is looking for. If your daddy is not $10, the only thing you can do is to be, and how can you do that? By only thing you pay attention to is, this person has a blue light in their house. Let me go and build a blue light. I'm a workstation, mad. The conversation here is to begin to research on the industries these people play in. Begin to stage strategic alliances within your circle and outside your circle. I'm going to talk about strategic alliances in the coming, section. Between yourself and the people that in these circles. AI, there are some things AI cannot replace. Politicians. AI cannot replace politicians. Hope you know, right? AI cannot replace politics. I'm not going to replace. There are systems that control you, systems that control that AI cannot be replaced. So you are trying to learn how to use the best AI, the best AI, the latest AI. Please learn it, but try as much as possible to find yourself behind wherever this whole thing is regulated, behind wherever it is produced, behind the people that are controlling it. Right? Understand how it works, but also understand how to administer it. When I mean administer, like you feel sabi paracetamol, right? But there's a way a pharmacist is going to administer paracetamol to you, like it will cure. At the time I was sick, like back to back for almost like 3 months in a row, right? I realized that when I went to hospital, I went to hospital all those 3 times. I realized that, all antibiotics are actually not the same. And for you to know what the particular one to treat, you have to be diagnosed, and not just blood. They have to take your stool sample, take it, so that they'll find the exact particular bacteria they are fighting. So you can't say, you are malaria, they do you, they feel hot. Then you enter pharmacy. They do me like say I want collapse. They do me like say, and that's why, like, they do it like that so that we all die. So your mental health is at stake when there are too many unnecessary jobs, too many unnecessary work, too many unnecessaries, and that I had to personally select my hustle. As one of our guys, there's one client that was telling us, this is how much, very big hotel. His president, please just go, Mr. Client, as much as we need your money, but we've checked what it's going to take us to deliver this job, right? We are going to die in the process. No, pardon now. We don't know. All right. There's something called hedonic treadmill. Hedonic treadmill. Write it down. Look for it. Look for the meaning. Hedonic treadmill. So when, like, at each point, have you been in a situation where no matter the amount of money that hits your account, your body, your brain comes back to normal when it starts coming down to a particular amount that you are used to? I don't know if people are not real people. You will be spending, you'll be looking for how to take away that money. Something is just going to happen to you until the money comes back to a particular amount of money that you are already used to. I don't know if it's just, who has experienced that, first of all? Like, type on the chat. But that, like, maybe it is 10K, right? That you are used to 10K, 11K, 10K, 11K. When 500K hits your account, your body is shaking. You are buying things. When immediately you hit that 10K, your body becomes normal. You are fine. One thing I want to add, right? Because we are, we are not Nepo children. You need to know this. Your body will be shaking, on the return back to base, your basic level of happiness. Once you get back there. Now that tells you that most of the times we are not afraid of poverty. We're actually afraid of success. We are scared that we may succeed. I've done a job with one woman one time that, the company paid her a certain amount of money. The woman did not rest. She was all panicking. She was all calling, people should send feedback. People should do this one. Until she lost more jobs. Because she cannot sit on money. Money still controls her. In fact, the money still controls your emotional response. If you don't get money, you go dey talk, you go dey vex. Clients when don't get money, this one, If you've not dealt with how your emotions are directly proportional to your money, oh my God, you never reach, because your response will be impulsive to money. The money is too much, you are panicking. The money is too small, you are panicking. See, let me tell you, the fight we have in life is not even between God and Satan. It's between God and money and mammon. Because even Satan himself is afraid of money. So you don't know. Money So why is money like this, right? Money and power amplify existing traits. Already you know this. If you don't know this by now, I mean, I don't know what you're doing. If you're a kind person, if you have more money, you're going to be more generous. If you are an insecure person, an arrogant person, just make money. You'll be paying people to eat your poo. There's nothing. Now you say, oh, I'm a child of God. I don't do this. I don't believe Tinubu and my president is that. Once you see money, how you know some of you, once you see money, you the way you talk, you don't even respond to message again. Once you see small money, yo, why that client they even call me? Why the client they disturb me? Hey, na small 2K where they give you. Say, I'm gonna quit that job. I have found a better job. Do you know who I am? Do you understand my point? I mean, you know, when we say it in the upper level, like it looks like, oh, when you make money, you now be doing this, Yeah. See, people are going to make money. That's when you're going to see who they truly are. In fact, when your colleague make maybe one kind reckless $500 for one job, that's when you see, you go one mad, just, let me not talk, because I know some of you are guilty. So you don't know who I am. Level. Because that money is what they did not have, what they're looking for. It has been scientifically proven that people are going to tend to go towards and excessively consume what they never had. Especially poor people. And I'm running, you buy shoe. This is somebody just buying one thing. Just they buy shoe. Some people sweets, they'll be buying sweets, They buy chocolate, plenty chocolate. They'll be chop chocolate. Some people is suya. Somebody said, oh, what will you do when you make it? Then I say, I'm going to buy suya. 1 million, if you get 1 million, what will you do? You say, I'm going to buy suya. 1 million naira suya. I mean, it happened to me. I'm not even joking. When it used to be egg, they know to give me egg when I small. Now, so I can't make money one time, can't cash out. Like say now 11,000 during COVID. Big money at once. No, it was more than 11,000. I think 77K. I don't go buy 3 crates of egg. I boil them, I fry them, I'm telling you, some people, you will just know how poor some people are. They'll start buying car, they'll start buying cars, they'll start buying, like cars, we know, you see them online. You, in your mind, you think that, oh, they are making more money. They are actually sick. You see, that guy don't buy 2 cars, that guy don't buy 3 cars. Why is that his first move? And why does he see a need to show you that he bought a car? He is sick, he's not fine. Like, he's responding to trauma. He's trying to get, yes, what success meant for him that time was cars that he saw on television or this or those places. And those are the things that these people use. Thank you, Photoshop. Yes, Web3 did it. CorelDRAW did it for me. Why do I need to know? Daniel, they don't really show you Pepe on this internet global space, so World Wide Web. On these W's. Why do I need to know? Because that was supposed to be your stepping stone to begin to strategize how, okay, if X could give me this, what if I'm part of this? What if I know how to do this? Because the goal is not for you to pepper anybody. The goal is to go behind the scene and begin to produce and begin to create strategic alliances, to expand, to help other people. Because if that is in your mind, to collect people, the one way people will get through showing them what you don't really have. Okay? And these people already know. That's why they create these platforms. Hope you know, right? I don't know if you know that the people that created this social media, their children don't use it. Do you know? The people that created this social media, me and you, they cry. Their kids don't use it because they know it has a problem. I'm going to find that movie. Maybe I'm going to share it in the community. If you've not joined that community, I think there's a mail you receive. Check your mail. You see a link there or something. Or around 1 p.m., you're going to receive a mail. Join the community. I'm going to create that. I'm going to send you the link to that movie. I'm going to find that movie and share with you guys the anatomy of, the social media, how it was created, and how, you shouldn't take advice from social media. You shouldn't take, marriage. Because have you noticed when you start having breakup or marriage issue or relationship issue, that's when you start seeing marriage advice everywhere. Kingsley Okonkwo go dey fly around. Andrew Tate go come out from everywhere. They bomber. All the people wey marry, wey dey give advice, all of them, their reels go dey pop out. How do these people know I'm? They don't tell you, if you're a girl, if you are, and you think it's normal, right? Okay. All right. So the distraction is money. Oh, make money, hustle, make it big. We are sir. Right? We're gonna throw you out. Result, society we are living in, is crazy. Some crazy stuff. All right. Now, you've heard the idea that the system isn't fair. It is designed to extract value from the bottom and feed the top. All right. So the bottom at this point is not a physical position, is a psychological, is a mindset. All right. It's a mindset. And whatever and however it is done is supposed to be that way. If you are going to pump water in your house, you're going to pump the water from ground to the top. Most things that happen is natural. I've taught you guys about natural laws. Maybe we should talk about it again. All right? So maybe in our next meeting, we can just talk about natural laws for like 20 minutes so you guys understand how this thing works. You take water from ground to the top. And then because the top is going to have more responsibility of dispensing, the only people that stay at the top are the people that give. So you can only position below to take from somebody that gives. And you're going to waste the resources if you just go and just pour the water and then you come back again and return. So the goal is amass the quantity, go and pour into others. All right? Products, whatever. Now, this particular loop, right, they say breeds what they call inequality and more dropouts and more despair. All right? Somebody will be in school, will be shouting, oh, school na scam. School, hey, school no good though. Hey, if you go to school, hey, what everybody will go to school? Can you not see Pella? Pella is making it. He did not go to school and he's making it. All right. Oh, it's not about school. So, I don't know. Well, let me ask you a question. If you give birth to a child, will you allow Pella to be his mentor? Like I said, you have to define what success means to you. And if you want your child to be Pellarized, you will have to give that child to Pella. But why are all of you vibing to the boy as though right? So if you want to make money, you know what to do. I watched the podcast, I think these streamers, when the other guy said he's not even done half of the things he's supposed to want to be doing. So it is your choice. If you want to go and want to make bastard money, you have only one thing you need to do. Come on your clothes, dance in your house, ginger everywhere. Now that is the celebrity energy. It is harnessed to enslave the poor, to influence the poor, influence the mass, and the mass is going to produce whatever it is that's going to fuel the people at the top. All right? So let me explain it to you once again. for us to be able to affect anybody by their will. Now, there's too many things on this table. Now, this thing you people call democracy, right? Democracy is never democracy, right? Is what it is, right? It's a system of making people think that they have the power, right? While the power is still within a particular set of people. So they make you feel you have the right to choose. Let me bring it home. Now, if you want to buy something online or you want to do a subscription online, right? You have the price list, maybe 3 or 4 categories of price list. There's one they have recommended. Now, in your mind, the recommended is cheaper. That one is more expensive. Nah, they created it for you to choose the one they want you to choose. So you really don't have democracy. You really don't have like the power to choose. Everything is influenced for you to make the choice they want you to make. If you design UI here, you understand what I mean. Any button you click, the proximity of those buttons are designed for you to take those actions based on how we want you to take the action, not based on your choice. The choices were created. If you had a choice, you create your own choice, which is free, and pack everything in the other one that is not, and that has everything and put in your own. Do you understand? So that tells you that even the influence, even the things we call influence and all of that, are designed by smart capitalists to get the masses to behave a certain kind of way, to get them to buy their products at a particular time. So, more hire influencers, right? There are criteria, there are things we need to check before hire influencers. So people like this, right, are beyond. They need them. They are important to the society. That's why the platforms are going to help grow their influence so that they make sure that the truth around the system is not fair. The consumers are going to remain at the bottom. The contributors are going to remain at the top. So people don't have time to contribute. They don't have time to create. They don't have time to give back to society. They don't even have time to invest in themselves. If we're able to take a good amount of time out of them, erode their brain, fill it with dopamine, excess dopamine, we're going to sell anything. We're going to contribute. We're going to get them to do a lot of our biddings. And then we're going to collect the little they have. And the loop begins to recycle and recycle and recycle again. I mean, do your homework. That's how it works. Even if you create a product today or something you want to sell, you want it to go viral, you want somebody to buy, right? The goal for you here is to get a lot of people to be confused and give you your money. And then you go to the bank smiling. All right? So don't join school is scam people. I don't tell you now. Even the AI that you people see, the AI everywhere. Oh, the AI is going to take job from who? From who no go school? You have to even understand English for you to use the AI effectively. Where do you start from? System that you saw that was built to make sure that the idea is that way. All right? Go to school, learn how to read English, then come and educate yourself on other things. All right? All right? I'm coming to the end of it. And then AI absolutely part of the problem. AI absolutely part of the problem. All right? So they said that AI is embedded in this system and exacerbating inequality and control. So it could boost the global GDP by trillions, but benefits skew of 1 to 10%, automating all the jobs that are very small. It's going to automate it, small jobs, and it's going to supercharge the high-skilled ones. Supercharge the high-skilled jobs, like people who already they do something. It's going to give them more power. All right, now it's going to shift even more and more and more. We're going to tilt even more and more and more capitalism later, because the fact that people are beginning to think less right, means that we are still going to have a lot of people that will still want to be employed. See, it is not about using the AI. It's about, I don't know, these things are very difficult to explain. They are very difficult to explain. Very, very difficult to explain. The people that began to drive car right now, right, began to use like modern technologies right now, need to at least learn. You realize when an Olodo is driving a car, he doesn't think of ethics. He doesn't think, oh, what if I jam somebody? Oh, there's a street light. There are rules. There are things that's going to protect other people in my usage, right? It's just a drive, right? Because what drives him is a very wrong software. Now, people are going to use AI, right? Like, I mean, everybody here should already know what's going on. I don't even know if you should have been mastering, you should have known a lot of things, you should have known a lot of things right now about the AI. But remember, there is a system and structure. There's already how these things are programmed to be. People that are creating, people that are at the other side, people that are manipulating the system are going to have the upper hand. Do you understand? And then this era right now where you are in, where people are overly excited, that's why these meetings are not for everybody. Because they are busy, scrolling on AI, laughing at one woman that is turning stew, and she jumped inside the stew. He said, oh, follow me to market. Let me make stew for my husband. She jumped inside the stew. Because that's how their brain, and it's funny to the person. He begin to turn the stew. She turned the stew. He waka dey go here. Yeah, waka dey go. he posted it. Like, yeah, it's funny. Very soon you are going to be the clown, right? Because now most of those systems are going to be, even come out more like we're going to have all of that. Like, going to have all of that. So now, if the AI is taking away the ability of people to think, to reason, to strategize, to create businesses, to be part of things that work, to build structures and all of that, right? That means we have to now employ people again that knows how to use the AI to create or do our own bidding. Think, it's a system, it's a system of a loop. It was go and learn how to drive, go and learn how to drive, go and learn how to drive. Oh, it came to a point where the more you learn how to drive, the chances of you becoming an Uber driver. Meanwhile, somebody is building the Uber app. You don't get it. Take your time. Take your time. Let it sink in. You don't sink. If you don't sink, let's move on. The more, all right. So I'm going to say one last thing, and there's quite a lot, but don't worry about all those. I'm going to say one last thing, and we're going to go to system building. I think let's just go to system building. So building wealth from nothing as a young person. How do we do it, right? I said in one of those adverts, I said all of these things, how this one, that one, that one, that one, that one. But how are we going to do it? First of all, first thing was maybe not forget, but try and shift your education. Try and shift your education. Sit down, figure out, take your time, like write on paper. Any person that doesn't write on paper, like you should not, like it is not, the retreat we had, there is one boy we had to send home. We have to tell him things to go and bring paper. Oh, I'm writing on my notes tab. I'm typing on my notes tab. That is where, see, now your brain don't they erode, you don't they corrode, don't they rotten like that. Your handwriting self don't they go. I like to type, I type faster. It makes me think. Really? Now somebody will say, oh, you are stuck with the old. No problem. That's why you cannot reason. That's why you cannot articulate yourself. You can't speak English. You say, I don't like to write. My friend, carry your paper and write. Write with pen. Write with pen. Then you can now transfer your ideas and type it. Because if you cannot write, you can't communicate your ideas clearly. We are reducing the way people think intentionally so that you be dumb. You tell you, don't worry, you have a note, just dictate it, it's going to write it for you. Do you know that you don't go back to read most of those things you typed? But when you are writing, two things are happening. You're articulating mentally and you're also writing. You are learning how to spell. You are doing most of the things. Now, autocorrect don't collect people's brain. Finish. We're even still talking about that one. So you are programming yourself to be more controllable, and then you write. Type if you like, but learn how to write. Write things. Sit down and write your thoughts. Educate yourself. Sit down. Oh, okay. I know AI is coming. I know what's going to do. Okay, what can I do? Combine my design skills. What kind of packages am I going to do I want to leverage AI to make this easy for these people to build this and do this and do that all in one spot. So if I can develop a system that can make a client up to ₦1 million in 1 week using my AI structure, how do I do it? How do I sell it to this client? I just need to talk to 10 clients within this particular niche. And these are the platform I'm going to use. You write. Educate yourself on those things. Don't say, oh, how do I come to meetings? Anyways, nobody can do that in my meetings again. How do I get more clients? What do you mean, how do you get more clients? How do you get clients? They streets now, like enter streets. They pass. Read, right? You read beyond that particular field. They're everywhere now. Now you ain't no. All right. Define what wealth means to you. I've said it before. Define what wealth means to you. Like I said, wealth is not what you have, it's who you become. Right? It's not what you have, it's who you become. Because somebody that is wealthy should not be a kind of stranded. You should not be thinking a kind of way. Like there's a way that environment works. I went to one creative summit one time. They said I should talk about how creatives can enter the doors. I said, no doors are closed. Doors that you don't look like they need you in that door. You don't sound like they need you in that door. Right? Like I've been like I did day meeting with some kind people like this. I will talk, say, oh, is it the designer? Oh, did you own a business? Have you run a business before? They trust that because the jargons I use is not. And of course, there are some people that followed me here already knows how it goes. You guys be smart. You guys know book. If you don't know book, nothing. All right? So you define what wealth means to you and define what financial freedom means to you. All right? And then you pursue the right way. Then put all those things and all those ones. All right? So, number 2 thing. First of all, number 1 thing is educate yourself. I've talked about self something one time where I talked about, how to do all of that. Maybe one of these days we'll talk about that. How to activate your inner genius, how to find yourself, blah, 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 blah. This thing is about, and this message is about, let's say a message. Sound like pastor message. All right? So, spend less than you earn and save aggressively. I know. This one now, spending less than you earn. It's hard. But someone will say, I'm not even earning at all. Right? How am I supposed to spend? What you need to do is to go back to number 1. If you know you're not earning as much as you want, go back to number 1. Right? I wanted to increase my value, increase how I earn. So what did I do? I researched on the trend, where the world is heading to. And I found out that part of the things what is going to happen to the world is that the one that's closer to my industry, is that there's going to be a net zero economy in the few years to come. After the World Economic Forum, I said, okay, so who are going to be the most relevant people in the few coming days? They said for our society and environment, we're going to have more people advising on artificial intelligence. We have more people trying to do advocacy around our environment and things of that nature. All right. I said, okay, I'm already, diving into artificial intelligence. Maybe I should add environmental and social governance to it. So the advice is, because it's in my 5-year plan. Like I used to tell you guys, plan your years in 5 years. My goal is that in 5 years plan, I should be disturbing some companies and being a part of decision making based on these factors and this factor. I'm not going to tell you my secret, so you're not going to copy me. Now first me and reach there. So now, what I need to do is to prepare myself to be in the conversations around environmental and social governance. So how am I going to do that? Do this, take this program, take this course, be a part of this, read on these articles. And gradually, I'm adding a new skill to my skill. And in less than 1 year time, I'll be there. I don't need to pursue money. No, you have to be positioned for wealth. They don't need to pursue wealth. You pursue wealth, you go crazy. You go crazy. Think about it this way. And that's how I want you to see life. Life is calculated in time. All right? And time doesn't move. When you say, oh, time they pass. No, time is not passing. See, it's you that is moving. You are the one in motion in time. That's why you have that thing they call Chronos and Kairos. The Chronos is your ticking clock. The Kairos is the moment in your ticking clock. It's opportunity in your ticking clock, the moment in time. That particular time, you're able to seize an opportunity. So see it as you are going to Lagos, right? As you're moving from Abuja to Lagos, the road looks as though the road is moving. You're seeing the speed of the road. But what is actually moving is your car and the relative motion, with you and the car inside. So what you should be looking out for, in case maybe you see a diamond along the road, you stop and pick the diamond. That's opportunity in time. You move again, you see, that's opportunity in time. You move again, you see, until the end of your life, until the end of the journey. So how God sees you, how God sees everybody, how God sees whatever it is we are doing. God sees us as one at once. Your future, your present, your past, everything is showing at once. I don't know if you've seen ants in your house before. You know where the ants they go. You know where they come from. You they look them, right? You know where you go kill them, right? In the eyes of the ants, the time is moving, the environment is moving. But in your eyes, you have seen the beginning and the end of that moving object. So God, that life is not is a shock to God. No. If you're going to be born on this earth, you already know, oh, this is where you're going to start. Based on these circumstances, if you mess up here, you may die before you get there. If you lose the opportunity here, you may die before you get there. So opportunities are always kept more like diamonds on the road. If you pick, it adds more to you. You guys play all those adventure games. That's it. They're trying to explain to you how life is. But no. If you are not dancing, on TikTok, you never reach. Favor say you copy me. Copying mechanism. All right? Now, invest early and consistently. I know you guys should figure that out. Maybe one of these days we're going to bring maybe a financial investor right here, like maybe a financial institution. I have a couple of access to some. We'll do it. You don't have to invest 1 million. You have 5K. And you have to do it. You have to do it with an institution, not money doubler. They said, crowd rising or MMM. All those things rose people's brain. And this man's book, Making It Big, you guys know about this book. He said that that thing they called crowd rising, right, has always been that MMM, that money clinical, ultimate cyber cycle. He said it has been there. It has been there since their own time, right? Their own time was even not regulated. They didn't even have anything. People were coming to collect big money and go back. That's me there. So what was his secret of success? He looks at business, looks at systems that are not working. He brings it, he does it. And I mean, he's not supposed to tell us everything, but then the idea here is that you don't need to start anything new. Right? Let me quickly, all right, I'm going to go to strategic alliances so you guys understand a little bit of this. All right, you don't need to start anything new. Find something that is not working around your environment. It doesn't have to be something you know too well. Research about it, question it, come up with ideas. That's how he started his oil business. Somebody came to his house, spill oil all over the place, on the name of filling his diesel tank. Then he found a way to clean up that business, bought new trucks. Oil business don't start. Now he's buying shares from all the companies you can ever think of. All right. Okay. So develop skills, right? Especially you don't get money, your papa know who. Develop skills that the rich are going to be looking for. The people that are going to build are going to be looking for. Papa know who, hold skill, hold something that people hold it as many as possible, because the only thing most people, anyways, let me talk about strategic alliances because that's very important. The strategic alliances from nothing, building strategic alliances from nothing. If you are a designer, for example, your best friend should not be, yes, should be a designer, but your strategic alliance cannot be a designer. It should be what other skill can complement this that can give you guys a more extended value. It could be a marketer, it could be a copywriter, it could be a photographer, it could be a studio, it could be an event planning company, it could be a viewing agency. Stop deceiving yourself. Make strategic alliances that is complementary and that is huge. See, people are actually waiting for you to talk to them, just that you, no. You don't have that knowledge. You don't have that. See, one of the greatest currencies on earth, our land, is courage. Courage. You can have all the information on this world, but you don't have the courage to question, to ask for help, to get strategic analysis, to talk to your boss. Oh, I'm this. You don't have the courage. You don't have it. Nobody will believe that you have anything. So strategic alliances, for you to be able to do that, you should have a circle of friends or a circle of alliances. You go out, you meet a photographer, meet a videographer, you meet a copywriter, you meet a marketer, you meet a salesperson, you meet a web developer. You build alliance. You build that relationship. So you are promoting their business. You are promoting your business. You're also aligning with them, promoting everything side by side. Figure out the way to mash all those values together, because very soon, that's the only thing AI cannot do at once. Even if it does, it will lack the juice, the creativity that all those individual people can bring to the team. I didn't say you should go and build a team. I say alignment. All right, there are quite a lot of industries, even the ones that are still coming up. Plenty. This has helped me. I'm just sharing with you, so you know. All right. It's not about quick deals, right? It's to forge something from the scratch. All right. So finally, identify your needs and strengths. I already said that. And research and evaluate other people doing the same thing you are doing and where they are right now, and then figure out your way around it. Do your stuff. Lead with value and build relationships. We already talked about that. Maybe that will come as a note in your emails later. And then set joint objectives and agreements. That's on the strategic alliance if you guys want to move it ahead of time. So now, with all said and done, you guys already know what to do, right? The key takeaway, I don't even forget the key takeaway. But I know that one thing you must take away: stop trying to work hard. This is what you'll be working hard on. Go back. Look at the systems that is programming the system you are in. Be a part of that system. Understand it. Stop looking for money by all way, because you will be the one always looking for it. The goal is for you to keep making money without being in the process. Completely. So if you have any questions, please, we're already out of the time by 18 minutes. And I'm not supposed to be that kind of pastor. It's a pastor, time up. All right. So Um, any questions? People on Google can open your mic and I just raise your hand. I'm going to call you. You're going to answer the questions. Thank you. Nobody have question. All right. I mean, people don't really sabi all these things since I can't deceive myself. Now for the bid, you want to teach me. All right, Daniel, let's go. Daniel, you can ask your question, please. Consul says she asked question. Daniel first. Okay, go ahead, Daniel. Good morning. Are you using megaphone? Okay, go ahead. Don't worry. I can hear you.
Okay, sir. You said something about having a group of people to complement what you do. For example, for a designer that teaches other designers how to create designs and also does designs for clients, how should the click be? Should it also be how should that designer grow himself as somebody that teaches and somebody that also works for brand?
All right. Thank you very much. And we're going. You are going to do that assignment right now. First of all, there are two chain of value, right? The client and the designer designing for clients. So you are the designer for designers, right? Carry your pen and paper. What does a designer, what does the end user is the client. So what does the client need to know? But remember, the goal is to make people make money, right? Make people make money, help people to make money. What does a client need from a designer to get the guy to make money? Can you explain? Tell me, what's the first thing a designer needs to provide for the client to be able to make more money? Do you know? Yeah, you have to be able to explain your service, like explain because you are selling the service, so it requires a little, it's a bit complex. So let me help you with that, right? A designer is supposed to be able to, number one, be aware of trend and how to leverage trends, right? To create designs that can help the client attract more people. A designer should be able to develop brand identities or identities that is going to make the client business recognizable and fuel recognition and then get them to make more money. A designer's role, do you understand? Okay, so keep writing. A designer's role is also to advise on content direction when it has to come with visual. All right. A designer is supposed to encourage clients to promote product or do like some promos, blah 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 blah. I mean, this is a marketing officer's job, but a designer that is at the helm of affairs should be able to do that and also communicate such. They should be able to insist on quality, right? When it comes to use of images, rights, all those things, the designer should also be able to make sure that the website is in alignment or cohesion with the with whatever product these guys are doing or they are selling at this. So you have to make a list of that. If I use ChatGPT to develop all of that. Now, this now you've created, carry it like this. That's exactly the same thing you are going to paste for your students. That is what they are going to be learning. Now, that is to say, if your students are learning this, they stand a chance to make more money from designer. And you also stand a chance to make more money from your students. So now, for a student to be able to now do this, what are the things the student should know? So that will now be your own job. You have to learn all of these. Learn how design does that. Learn how copies can do that. Learn how to interpret creative ideas. Learn how all of those things work. Now you are building a system of value that anybody will pay you thinking that they are cheating you. Of course, they are cheating you because they are giving out, but you are giving. We are collecting another form of value which they have, right? So if you're able to build this category of this thing now, the next person you should align with is maybe a web developer, because now the web developer is found in your value objective, in your value proposition. All right. Now a web developer can decide to be doing a website at a certain amount. Now you are now as a person also building for clients. Then the client is now seeing that it's not the only design they do. If they design website, you add it to your value. The guy is now paying for web. You're going to make money from the web designer. You're going to make money for yourself for teaching and for packaging the value. Who are going should we align with? Align with a printer. Align with a packaging somebody that does packaging and all of that stuff. Have strategy alliance all of it. So when a client is coming, you know that now packaging doesn't end in the package out. You also have to learn how to package as a designer, packaging as a designer. I mean packaging boxes and all of those things. Because you need to have a book. I think some of my students have it. The book is on best practices and best practices and layouts, graphic design best practices and layouts. It's quite a voluminous book, but it's digital. But you learn a lot about packaging there, like as a designer, how you see a box. How you see a box is different from how the finished people, like the end user, see a box. So if you are designing to a box, there are things you should not do. There are colors you should not do. I think Ezema, I don't know if you have read the book, but I mean, he has designed some packaging, and I believe because he was able to succeed in those things because he must have had experience in all of that. As a way to design packaging, he's not a flyer, because 90% of designers in Nigeria are flyer and they sabi. If they never put fire for their church poster or put fire everywhere. So this time around, I think I'll just bring fire extinguisher. I go to quench some people. I just put, I still fire wey get carry fire water dey pour on top what the fire, maybe for quench, right? So first it was fire, and then it was fragrance. So I think also had a question, and then somebody from YouTube, that's Favor, also have a question. How do you manage? How do I remove this? Okay, go ahead, please. Okay, showing here, how do you manage the hustling life while trying to build this hunger they catch you every day and all of that? All right, brilliant question. How do we go about self-care without feeling guilty about not hustling enough? All right, so I like these questions because it's going to help us throw more light to the ideas. So I think the same question with what Favor actually said, right? Now, all of this did not remove anything from what we are saying. We did not say you should stop hustling, or don't say you should focus on, hustling the right way or grinding, the right way, and all of that, and forget every other thing. Also, can you ask your question? So let me know if we're going to end it with your question. Also, ask your question. You don't know where your unmute button is.
Hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, thank you so much for the session, sir. So, my question is based on just being a youth, trying to manage life and the hustle culture, and also trying to make impact. So, there are people who are very passionate about helping people. They're seen as well, people just get to reach out to you, try to maybe they feel like you've attained some point. Yeah. So, how do you manage making impact at the same time, trying to extend that hand to others at the same time, maybe juggling your work and the whole hustle and all of that?
Consul, thank you very much. I don't know why these people are laughing at you. Consul, don't mind them. You're a star girl. So now let's look at this squarely. Hold on. Let's look at this squarely, okay? All right. So I started this conversation by saying that you should know where you are, your papa no get money, your mama no get money. It depends on where you're coming from, right? And you, in your plan, you must have a year or 5-year plan, 10-year plan, whatever plan you have, and work your way up to the plan. Whatever money or whatever thing you are doing now should be able to sustain. I'm not, like I said, I don't have any problem. In fact, you should never have any problem starting from bottom, but your eye have to be at the top. So, but what do the people at the top do? They think solutions, they think problem. If you bear me witness, where you are right now, financially, psychologically, is not where you were 5 years ago. A lot of things have changed. The people you've been able to meet. Now, check the work you did on yourself and the work you did within your work that brought you there. Don't always forget that, because when we talk about these things, what we see is, oh, let's take a leap, right? It can never happen overnight. It can never be a leap unless you want to be a Yahoo boy. And when you become a Yahoo boy, they are going to arrest you, and you're going to be part of the statistics. There's a statistic that we released. Nigeria lives up with almost 400 to 800 thousand dollars on a yearly basis, based on Yahoo boys activities, right? Just Yahoo boys, so not other fraud, though. Just categorized on the Yahoo boys sector, right? Yahoo. So you'll be counting in that statistics. Now, because nobody, now listen carefully, nobody told you the amount of work your dad or your dad's friends, those people that had money, had to do before they got to where they are today. Nobody told you. In fact, the little you knew about Dangote, about his struggle, was that, his uncle gave him money, but he did not know what he himself had to do on himself for that money to not be able to throw away. A lot of people have received money too, and they disappeared. Oh, his uncle gave him money, and therefore, so if your uncle, the money where your uncle don't give you, so it means that if your uncle now come and give you money, now automatically become a billionaire. Because our human being our brain has a way to close in gap, right? And that's why it's sometimes hard to share experience. You can only talk about experience, but you can't share the pain of the experience. You can't share the grief of experience. So your goal while in the surviving phase is to develop the capacity to move from survival to where you begin to manufacture, where you begin to build systems and alliances. The steps you're supposed to be taking is to build those alliances gradually, move up to that ladder, move up to it gradually. I think the time I met John Obidi one-on-one, right, I was just volunteering, right? And I just volunteer. I forgot about I didn't volunteer, because some of you volunteer with the reason to achieve something, the reason to do something. Volunteer because you love to help. You love to be a part of something that is working. Volunteer because you love to share. You love to share your passion in a particular project. And don't volunteer everywhere. Because some of you guys don't volunteer because you see, David Ogbeli is coming, you go and volunteer. Vusi is coming there, you go and volunteer. There's one guy I know in this Abuja. The volunteer don't tear the boy into pieces. He don't tear. He tear. He don't volunteer everywhere. On Saturday like this, volume, he has lost his volume. Volume, it's here. Everywhere, go to his page, every event. Pastor Shorinyo is coming, he don't volunteer. This one is coming, don't volunteer. Odogu, just to take picture. Emmanuel, do you understand? I don't know if I'm shouting, sir. It's just everywhere, right? I know sometimes it can be tempting, but if you have a genuine interest, right, in making impact, you should be wherever you are, right, whatever you are volunteering. Yeah, let it be strategic, but let it also be heartfelt, so that you are not volunteering and they are dragging your leg, they are dragging your feet. You are not even showing up. When they're not finished, now come out and say, "Oh, we have volunteered." Your CV is volunteer. In fact, if you have more than 3 volunteers in your CV, I'll just laugh. Look at that boy in Abuja. All right, it should be small, it should be volunteer. Now, right now, I want to reach out to you. The truth of the matter, in answering your question, console, we all have those kind of engagement, all those kind of things, right? But another thing you must learn how to do, right? Because nobody is in your schedule. Do you feel me? Nobody is in your schedule. Nobody is going to live your life for you, right? As much as you are needed, as much as you have to pick based on there's nothing bad in saying no, right? There's nothing bad in saying no, and in finding a way to say that no in a way that, okay, in the future, I would like to decide, but right now I have X, Y, and X, Y going. If there are ones you need to drop because it's no longer serving you and genuinely, right, it's not moving in the direction you are moving, right? If you decide to accept everything that comes your way, everything is going to be a problem. That's why I'm working on this inner circle so that you guys, are built and understand the structure enough. So if you get as he be, right? Like as a man, I'll send him to Ukraine to go and stop the war, or Israel, whatever it is. I mean, capacity is very important. But the goal is not to appear in places. Your goal is to build capacity, right? So you have value even when you appear. Now, I don't know if I did justice to the people that are asking about the hustle and all of that. Yes, hustle your 8 hours a day. Use 2 or 3 hours to plan or strategize strategically. Use strategic. I work, it's really around me that always, I work all the time, but I even shock myself to have time to take new programs, try to learn new stuff. Of course, like you just have to, because that's the only thing that shifted. When I learned UI UX, immediately I was finishing that course. Mysteriously, I got the first UI gig and I worked for them for almost 3 years. They were paying for almost 3 years. Immediately. So immediately I finished my diploma program. That was when I started getting gigs around government in design, around government-related, reports-related projects, in design-related projects, those projects that will just pay you big money at once. Some people say, oh, there's no money in design. Oh, money, You are just poor. You don't have the right information. You are not in the right place. You don't know the right people. You get? You don't know. And Emmanuel, they are beginning to understand what I'm saying. No. There is, now you don't know. Things are happening around you. You are not in the frequency. You know the way radio go the tune, right? You can only tune your radio and find a frequency, but there is already frequency moving around, just that you are not attuned to the one. Even tailoring, right now, you can see people are making it in tailoring. People are building empires in tailoring. So for you to see that, it's not, when you see somebody hustle, more go grind, more cash out, more do this thing, they're always burning out. You can't even spend 1 hour with them and exchange real value. It is almost, you don't see what you don't stop. As though life is all about grind and grind. That's exactly why you grind. You grind a child like this, you so much be grinded, you be powdered, you lose relationships, your emotions all over the place, your mental health, you start taking things that's going to induce you. You start taking drugs. Some boys, because all of these things are going on in their head, they start taking drugs, start smoking, start womanizing. You ask them, we say there's a lot of pressure, they are trying to cool their nerves. What nerve? You are still young. What nerve are you cooling? And then when you cool that nerve you are supposed to use to hustle and plan, right? Then you're supposed to be using to hustle and plan and read and strategize for your next 5 years or next 10 years when you are 40. That nerve, now you don't be born. When you're now there, somehow God blesses you at 50, you now start treating one terminal disease. The full Port Harcourt now, IB, don't know. That place, that GRA side, the night, they are cooling their nerves. They are that place. All right? And you should not worry, because those are people that are going to be your clients soon. If I were you, I was telling my friends, part of the things I want to invest in is therapy, mental health, craze business. People are going to run mad in 5 years to come. I have a friend, I might even call him after this meeting. I think I've been postponing calling him. He's a psychologist, just finished school. He might be watching this video some other time. I'll call him and know what steps to take, because people are going to run mad. See, you already seen like the trend. Most people that were like your celebrities. I know the yellow woman, right? Not to call her name. The yellow woman. Some people don't understand what she did when she was younger, when she was in Hollywood, like when she was active. People didn't know what she did. She did the undoable. On this social media, she made a lot of women useless in their homes. She made a lot of men divorce their husbands. She did quite a lot. Now, she's back praying for sick people, delivering people. People are falling down. People are their blind eyes are opening. Things are happening. Things are happening in everywhere. Some people are saying, "Oh, Apostle Paul did this and did that." This is my opinion. Oh, don't go and think. I mean, you may believe what you want to believe. The Apostle Paul sinned and believed, and he wake up and he started telling people he became the serious pastor of the world. I'm like, bruh. Apostle Paul did not even have social media. He was preaching Christ and Christ alone. I didn't even know how many places he performed miracle. This kind of miracle you guys were doing. You'll say you were praying and they were living. The performative on the camera and you're praying, you're checking if the camera is recording. Oh, the network is still connected. May I know for lose a moment of grace, moment of power, moment of glorious visitation. All right? And then, will come some people, all the mistakes she made, now she wants people to quickly, the reason why immediately when you were still young, serve your God in the day of your youth, is because of this reason. Because when you start getting older, some decisions, some things begin to clear in your head. And you don't need to understand it now. You just need to obey. As you move, instructions begin to get clearer. You cannot understand it now because it's an instruction. Do as you are told. When you now get there, you now see why you were. Because if they can't, even if they explain it to you, you will still understand. You see, I want to ask them, I want to understand it. I want to know, what do you want to understand? You are too small. Your brain is Gary. You cannot comprehend. All you just need to do is to follow instructions. God says you should not do it. Don't do it. God says you should not smoke. Don't smoke. Oh, it is not in the Bible. Don't do it. It's still for your health's sake. When you're not supposed to be resting and be chilling with your children, they are calling you EFCC, they find you. Your children now knows that you're a fraudster. You only live once, is it? So, is that all the question? Is that all the question? Please, if that is all the question, you guys, by 1 o'clock, you're going to get an email, and I'm going to send a summary of what we've discussed, to you. And don't forget to share your deepest insights, your deepest learning in the chat and in the community group. Don't forget, once you've written down, don't forget to do that. Our next conversation is going to be next month, and something around, I think you're going to do blueprints, creating step-by-step plan to turn your creative passion into a profitable business. So at this point, we're going to be looking at, value extraction, value proposition. I think I'm going to make it more practical. I'm going to ask questions in the group, so I'll take the fields and make it practical and show you guys how to structure from business, from the creative, and turning a service into a value-based detail. More or less like if you are a photographer, if you're a writer, or whatever you are. Yes, by 1 o'clock, just look into your mail. You're going to see the link to the group. 1 o'clock on the dot, you're going to see an email. All right, the blueprint and the step-by-step, how you're going to turn it, how you're going to turn it into a business, how you're going to register it, right? And the things are going to be saying where you should be found, the things you're supposed to be doing every other day. If you want to go by the way of content, the content you're going to be creating, how you're going to create those content. So it's going to be more practical, and then probably I'm going to do a version 2 of that, show you how to create an ad for your Facebook, because one day cannot do that. And the things you're supposed to be promoting, not this one, that one. No, you need people, you need like raw humans, right? You need like raw humans. You need to find a way to what's the problem? What's the difference? It's gonna record inside this thing, don't know.
purring.
And I don't know the sound. Hold on. All right. So who is asking question? How do I get that? I already told you. The access is there. You're gonna get it. I didn't think I'm in the email list. Are you sure? Check your email. Check your promotions. You're gonna see the email from Loma. Just confirm that you saw an email from Loma. Just check it now. When did you register? Whenever you register, you should be able to see it. But if not, I'm going to send the link here. So you just join pin there. Just join pin there and all right. And you're gonna do that. So you will turn because all right. So all right, check if you can access this link right now, right here. And I'm going to paste it on YouTube too. Let's put it there. Since we can't paste link on YouTube chats, can we? People that know how to use YouTube, can you paste link? YouTubers. Can you paste link? Okay, they said you can. So, all right. Okay. You know, Grimake, I paste them for here. Maybe I should go this direction. All right, so any other question? Of course, no questions. We are going to call it a day. So don't forget to send in your deepest things that you took away from here. And all right, say requesting for approval. Fantastic. You finally got it. Thank you so much. And we're going to be there. So let us turn in what it means to hustle the right way, because it's very important. The only thing you have now is your brain, right? It's your brain and your blood. If you can't hold now, and all you have is your money, I don't know how we are going to help you. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. And we're going to call this stream a stop. Thank you so much, and do have an
Life will test you. Creativity will stretch you. Business will expose you. Strategy will save you. Let's build with intention. Stay brand wise with Dr. Paul.